I'm Liam.
I'm Chloe. Welcome to Daily Cup English.
Hey. Welcome back to Daily Cup English, the podcast where you learn real English while you drink your morning coffee or your afternoon tea or whatever you've got in your cup right now.
Or your third cup of coffee at 2 p.m. because you're exhausted. No judgment here.
Exactly. I'm Liam.
And I'm Chloe. And if you are new here, welcome. This is Daily Cup English, a daily podcast for English learners who want to sound more natural, more confident, and more like a real person.
We drop a new episode every single day, so make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, wherever you're listening. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Just tap it. It's free and it really helps us keep going.
Yes, please. And if you've been listening for a while, thank you so much. You guys are the reason we show up every day.
All right. So today's episode, this one is good, Chloe. I think this one is going to hit a lot of people.
It hit me, that's for sure.
Today, we're talking about stress. Specifically, why 80% of your stress actually comes from just 4 hidden triggers. And I mean hidden because most people have no idea these things are stressing them out.
Right. Like, you feel stressed, but you don't really know why. You're just tense, tired, a little irritated, and you don't know where it's coming from.
Exactly. So, let's get into it.
Okay, so Liam, quick question. Do you consider yourself a stressed person?
Honestly, I used to say no. I used to say, I'm pretty chill. I don't stress much. And then I started paying attention to how I actually felt every day. And I was like, oh no, I am stressed all the time. I just didn't notice.
That is so relatable. I think a lot of people are like that. You normalize it. You just think, this is just life. This is just how it feels to be an adult. Right.
You wake up, you feel a little heavy, a little anxious, and you just think, okay, that's normal. Let's go.
But it's not normal. Like, it shouldn't be the default feeling every morning.
And that's what got me interested in this idea, that most of our stress doesn't come from the big stuff. It doesn't come from your job or money or health, at least not directly. A lot of it comes from these 4 specific patterns that we don't even think about.
4 hidden triggers. And I'll be honest, when I first read about these, I felt a little called out, like someone was watching my life.
Same. Okay, so trigger number 1, and this one is big, is other people's opinions.
Oh, starting strong.
Yeah, we're not warming up slowly today.
So this is the idea that a huge amount of our stress comes from worrying about what other people think of us, what they think about our choices, our appearance, our work, our life.
And the tricky thing is, most people will say, I don't care what people think. But then they spend 45 minutes deciding what to wear because they're worried about how they'll look at the office.
Okay, that's specific. Is that a personal example?
Maybe. I'm not confirming anything. But seriously, I think there's a big difference between what we say and what we actually do. We say we don't care, but then we feel anxious before posting something on social media. Or we rehearse conversations in our heads before having them because we want to sound a certain way.
That rehearsing thing, I do that so much. I'll have a conversation with someone in my head like 5 times before I actually talk to them.
And then the real conversation goes completely different and all that prep was for nothing.
Every time. But here's my question. Is it always bad to care what people think? Like, isn't some of that normal? Healthy even?
That's a really good point. I think there's a difference between caring about how your actions affect others, which is empathy, which is good, versus being so worried about their judgment that it stops you from doing things or makes you feel bad about yourself. That second one is where the stress comes from.
Right. It's when the worry is about you, your image, your reputation, not about actually being kind or responsible.
Exactly. And I'll be honest, I went through a phase where I was really bad at this. I was working at a company and I was so scared of saying the wrong thing in meetings that I just didn't say anything. Ever. Really?
Yeah, I would have a good idea, and then I'd think, but what if it sounds stupid? What if my boss thinks I don't know what I'm talking about? And I'd stay quiet. And then after the meeting, I'd feel stressed because I didn't speak up. It was this exhausting cycle. That's such a good example. And the stress wasn't from anything anyone did to you. It was just from worrying about what they might think.
Pure imagination.
My brain just making up problems. Okay, trigger number 2. And this one is also very, very me. Trying to control everything. And meanwhile, he was probably totally fine, totally relaxed, not stressed at all. He turned in his part the day before the deadline, and it was perfectly fine. And I had aged 5 years worrying about it. I feel that so much. I think the thing about control is that we use it to feel safe. Like, if I can control everything around me, nothing bad can happen.
But that's an illusion. You can never control everything. And the more you try, the more anxious you get because there's always something that doesn't go according to plan.
And I think the practice, and it really is a practice, is learning to separate what you can control from what you can't. And then just letting the second group go.
Easier said than done, though.
Tell me, what happened?
Okay, so a few years ago, I was working on a group project, and I was the kind of person who wanted everything done early, done well, done perfectly. And I had a teammate who was very relaxed about deadlines. Very relaxed.
The opposite energy.
Completely opposite. And I spent so much energy trying to manage him, sending reminder emails, following up, making sure he was on track. And it stressed me out more than the actual project work.
Because you can't control another person.
You literally cannot. And I knew that, logically. But I couldn't let go. I kept thinking, if I just send one more message, if I just explain it one more time.
And meanwhile, he was probably totally fine, totally relaxed, not stressed at all. He turned in his part the day before the deadline, and it was perfectly fine. And I had aged 5 years worrying about it. I feel that so much. I think the thing about control is that we use it to feel safe. Like, if I can control everything around me, nothing bad can happen.
But that's an illusion. You can never control everything. And the more you try, the more anxious you get because there's always something that doesn't go according to plan.
And I think the practice, and it really is a practice, is learning to separate what you can control from what you can't. And then just letting the second group go.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. Okay, trigger number 3. And this one, I feel like everyone already knows it's a problem, but we still do it anyway.
Doom scrolling.
Doom scrolling. Scrolling through bad news and upsetting content, usually late at night when you should be sleeping.
Why do we do this? Like, genuinely, why? We know it makes us feel bad. We know we'll feel worse after 10 minutes. And yet,
there we are at midnight reading about things that are stressful and upsetting and completely out of our control.
I had a period last year where I was doing this every night. And I didn't even realize it was affecting me until I noticed I was waking up already feeling anxious, like before I even got out of bed.
That's such a clear sign. When the anxiety shows up before your day even starts, something in your evening routine is probably feeding it.
And it wasn't just the news, it was social media too. Seeing everyone's highlight reel, comparing my life to other people's best moments.
The comparison thing is real, and I think it's sneaky because it doesn't feel like stress. It feels like just browsing, just relaxing. But there's this low-level feeling of, I'm not doing enough. I don't have enough. I'm not enough. That builds up quietly.
Exactly. It's like slow, quiet stress. Not a big wave, just a constant drip.
And the apps are designed to keep you there. The algorithm knows what makes you feel emotional, what makes you react, what keeps you scrolling. It's not an accident.
That's the scary part. You think you're making a free choice? I'll just look at my phone for a few minutes. But the whole system is built to make those few minutes turn into an hour.
I did a little experiment a few months ago. I deleted Instagram off my phone for 2 weeks, just to see.
And?
The first 3 days were weird. I kept picking up my phone and then having nothing to do with it. Like, I forgot how to just sit and do nothing.
That's so sad and so relatable at the same time.
But after that, genuinely, I felt calmer. I had more mental space. I wasn't comparing myself to anyone. I wasn't anxious about things happening in other people's lives that had nothing to do with me.
I think even small changes help. Like not looking at your phone for the first 30 minutes of the morning. That one thing changed a lot for me.
Such a good habit. All right, last one, trigger number 4. And this might be the sneakiest one of all.
Unspoken expectations. I feel like this one causes so many problems in relationships. Not just romantic relationships, but friendships, family, work.
Everywhere. Basically, this is when you expect something from someone, but you never actually tell them. And then when they don't meet that expectation, you're disappointed, frustrated, or resentful, and stressed.
And the other person has no idea why you're upset.
Because they never knew what you wanted in the first place.
I see this so much with family. Like, you go home for the holidays and you have this whole idea in your head of how it's going to go, and it never goes that way. And then you end up stressed and disappointed, but nobody did anything wrong. You just had expectations that no one knew about.
Or at work. You think your manager should recognize your hard work without you saying anything? You think a good manager just knows. So you wait for that recognition, it doesn't come, you feel undervalued and stressed, but you never said, hey, I'd really appreciate some feedback on this project.
And that's hard, because it feels like if I have to ask for it, it doesn't count. It should just happen naturally.
But people are not mind readers. Everyone is busy. Everyone is dealing with their own stuff. And if you don't communicate what you need, there's a really good chance you won't get it.
I had to really work on this. I'm a person who kind of hints. Instead of saying directly what I want, I'll sort of imply it. And then I'd get frustrated when people didn't pick up on it.
The hint approach. I know this approach well.
It does not work. I have years of data on this. The hints don't work. You have to actually use your words like an adult.
That's the advice. Use your words. But seriously, learning to say, I need this, or I was hoping for that, or even just, can we talk about what we both expect here? It removes so much stress from relationships.
It feels uncomfortable at first because there's a vulnerability in saying what you need. What if they say no? What if they think you're too demanding?
But the discomfort of one honest conversation is so much smaller than months of quiet resentment and stress.
100%. Say the thing. Just say the thing.
All right. So, to wrap it all up,
4 hidden stress triggers. Number 1, worrying too much about other people's opinions. Number 2, trying to control things you can't control. Number 3, doom scrolling and social media. And number 4, unspoken expectations.
And I think what makes these hidden is that none of them feel like stress in the moment. They just feel like normal thinking, normal behavior. But they add up. And that's where the 80% comes from.
So here's our question for you today. Which of these 4 triggers do you relate to the most? I genuinely want to know. Come find us on Instagram at Daily Cup English and tell us. Or leave a comment if you're watching on YouTube.
And hey, if this episode was useful for you, or if it made you think, please share it with a friend. Word of mouth is honestly the biggest way small podcasts like ours grow. So if you know someone who needs to hear this, send it to them.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? We put out a new episode every single day. Every day! So hit subscribe so you never miss one.
We'll be back tomorrow with another episode. Until then, take care of yourself, drink something warm, and we'll talk soon.
See you tomorrow, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.